Dinah. House fire!
Oh my. I've been asked not to tickle Gigi anymore in her special place until the litigation is finalized. How are y'all doing tonight? Everybody doing all right? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So summer is just about here, and that means that it's time for going camping and getting out of school if you're young enough to still be doing that. Yay! And it's time for music festivals. Anybody here ever been to a music festival? All right, a handful. So I know I don't look it, but once a year I indulge myself and I become a really nasty, dirty hippie for about 4 days. Yeah! Got some dirty hippies in the house. And then I shower when I'm done, so that might be where we diverge. But no, I enjoy a music festival called Bonnaroo. You may have heard about it. All right, yes. So Bonnaroo, if you don't know anything about music festivals or whatnot, it is a collection of about 80,000 of your closest friends. And you all go and you park your car and you pitch a tent and you stay in a field in Tennessee for a handful of days. No rules, right? Fucking Bonnaroo. So what you do is you get out there and then you see all these amazing bands that you would never possibly see all together. And it's really a lot of fun. But here's the thing. No rules at Bonnaroo means that you can do whatever drugs you want to do. And you can hope to be not that asshole that dies every year from an OD. But what happens is people get out there and they decide that it would be really fun to do drugs and go see these shows. So one show that I went and saw was Sir Paul McCartney, right? Fucking Beatle is everything. And it was a really intimate, 10-acre lot that we were in with all these thousands of people. And intimate, but still big enough for pyrotechnics. Well, the problem is when you mix hippies and drugs and pyrotechnics, shit gets real. Because hippies don't think that you, as the person, the performer, they don't think you should be the only one who can do pyrotechnics. They think, shit, I'll bring my own. They're shooting some sparks up there. I'm gonna, bring my own fire. I'm gonna do my own shit. I lit the bomb earlier. I've got a flame. Okay. Yeah. So what they do, they have these lanterns that fly through the sky, and it's really lovely. If you've seen Tangled, it's like that with acid. So I love how stoked you are that I'm talking about this right now. Yes, Bonnaroo. You put I put the drugs in my pussy so they can't find it at security. And if they do, better for me, Anyway, pyrotechnics, they take these lanterns and it's a fucking piece of tissue paper, it's some metal. There's a wick inside that's been dipped in some sort of propellant. And they hold it and they light it on fire. And it's really pretty. And the thing starts to fill with hot air. And then it lifts off and it drifts away. And it's a little globe of light flying through the sky. But the problem is hippies and drugs are involved, and sometimes they're not very patient. So while we're waiting for the hot air to fill this lovely balloon and cast this spark of magic into the night sky over Sir Paul McCartney, the lantern starts to lean, and it starts to tip.
All hell breaks loose!
And what it ends up doing, instead of gracefully lifting off and illuminating the night sky, it starts to catch on the edge of all that tissue paper. And so instead of being this graceful, beautiful balloon of light, it becomes something more like a hunk of metal and propellant floating over 80,000 people crunched together who can't move. So the moral of the story there is there's a really fine line between a festival lantern and a Molotov cocktail. Psh, bitch, you're dead. A couple of the other things that are really nice to notice about when you're at festivals like this is there's a sense of community, right? Everybody pitches in. If you're out of coffee creamer or LSD or whatever, you can just like knock on the next tent. It's really fun. So one show I was waiting for it to start, there was this really pretty but obviously wasted blonde gal that was ahead of me in the crush of people. And she had this beautiful long blonde hair. And she was waiting with her friends, and she had one of those little battery-powered fans that you can get at like the gas station to keep cool, because it's 1.5 million degrees. And she had gotten the fan too close. And so instead of it giving her a lovely light breeze on her face, it got caught in her hair like a weed whacker, and so she's sitting there, a little too stoned to know what to do to deal with it. And all the people around her, the whole Bonnaroo community comes up, and they start to try to extract the fan from her hair. But it's kind of like watching maybe a chimp with mittens on trying to do brain surgery. There's a lot of like shoving things, and pawing at it. It's like when my dog can't get the peanut butter out of the Kong, like. So the whole community came together to ended up just cutting her hair off so they could get the fucking fan out. So it's a real community building experience where you radiate love and positivity. I hope that if you have not been to a music festival and you want to experience being your dirtiest possible self, you should really look into it. But I want to wish everyone a wonderful start to their summer, and thank you so much. My name is Dinah Housefire.